Hello everyone, it's me Josh, and I will be talking about some of the things that have happened in Hollywood. And we all know this, Glenn Morgan, who wrote and directed Black Christmas, his career was killed, or pretty much died, because Hollywood just blamed him for a flop, instead of blaming themselves for greenlighting a movie that a lot of people didn't think should have existed. But then again, remakes do exist, and the only reason why they do exist is when they've run out of options and ideas. But a lot of people are sick and tired of remakes. So will Paul Feig, who's directing the new Ghostbuster movie, suffer the same fate as some other filmmakers have? And it sucks, because honestly, I think Paul Feig is a great guy. And I mean, everyone who's hating the new Ghostbuster movie is because they don't like the idea that they're remaking it. That's the only reason why they don't like it, is because it happens more often than none. Instead of coming up with a new idea, like, they decided, hey, we're going to recycle the same thing. And that's the problem, Hollywood, is that you don't listen to fans, you just ignore us. Because you think, and when we criticize a movie, it's because we love the franchise. And the only reason why we're criticizing it, or other people who are generally just don't like the idea that they're remaking the new or turning Ghostbusters into a remake instead of just being a separate self, or like a straight up sequel, is because, when they say, well, when people tell me that it would cost too much to make a new Ghostbusters 3, I think that's crap, because here, the new Ghostbuster movie is a $100 million budget. And let me just tell you something. Watching the trailer, I can understand why people don't like the effects. They look like crap, in my opinion. Slimer looks good. I mean, everyone says Slimer is the only one that looks good in this movie. Other ghosts don't look as awesome. And it's like, you spent $100 million and you couldn't afford better effects? What is your problem? Honestly, if you're going to spend that kind of amount of money, effects should be supreme, in my opinion. But anyways, I just hope Paul Feig doesn't end up like other filmmakers have in the past, because honestly, it seems like Hollywood would rather blame the directors and writers for the downfall of movies instead of taking responsibility. Again, I will go see the new Ghostbuster film so I can review it. And I'm not going to automatically hate the film because, they remade it. I'm more for remakes, but I want something done well. I don't want it just another carbon copy of the original like Psycho was. Psycho was stupid. It sucked. You're telling me that you couldn't come up with a new idea for Psycho. After all, there was 4 Psychos before that. And the 1960 is still a classic compared to the 98 film. Which, by the way, like I said, sucked anyways, because it was just the same as the original. There was no indifference to it. If you're going to make a remake, do it fine. Make sure the story is 100% okay before you greenlight it. Because the problem is, a lot of us fans are getting tired of remakes, but I support them, so I'm going to watch it. And I normally like a lot of remakes and I love the originals, because if I've seen them, I love the idea that if they remake it, what are they going to bring to it? It's just like with 2007 Halloween by Rob Zombie. It was kick-ass. I enjoyed it. But I've run into fans who just absolutely hate it because they're like, Rob Zombie destroyed it. But here we go again. 2017, the 11th film in the series. That's a long-running series and has been proven, even though after some sequels should have killed it. Like Halloween 3 should have killed the franchise right there, but because Halloween 4 was made and made it more successful again. And just like H2O, it still annoys me that they don't even explain what, they totally ignore 4, 5, and 6. It's like, excuse me, but what was the point of having Laurie Strode's daughter in 4, 5, and 6? Why couldn't she be a cousin? Or why couldn't she just be related somehow other than being the niece? I don't understand that. That's really boggles my mind that here you have Laurie Strode's daughter in 4, 5, and 6, and she, of course, dies in 6, but then there's no closing chapter to that. It, totally ignores it. And it kind of bothers me. But then Halloween Resurrection, and I've explained this multiple times, that I really felt that when they did it in 2002, I think the concept was a good idea. I mean, it really was kind of scary at that time, but the thing that really bothered me was the weak explanation why Michael wasn't Michael. They should have just went with, this isn't Michael Myers anyways. This should have been a copycat who tried to emulate Michael Myers, and then whatever. But that's just my opinion. And it's like I said, a lot of fans have opinions on things, but Hollywood doesn't listen to anything fans say because it's like, well, we don't want to listen to you talk about what we do with movies. I don't make movies myself, but I would say this. If something happens, if something flops, it's usually the studio's fault. Because how can you greenlight something that's going to fail? If it looked really great and then it fails because lack of people watching it, you gotta understand the economy's still crap. Not everybody can afford a movie ticket. I like to watch movies, so I can only watch what I want to watch. It's just I can't be everywhere supporting every film that comes out. It's just not possible because I'm very limited. And you know what? I will talk to y'all later because I'm really making this too long. So have a great day, and I will